Hello everyone, a very happy new year and welcome to my channel. So I'm shooting this on the New Year's Eve, that's on 31st December. While we are on this last day of 2025, everyone is reflecting over their year, what they did, what went wrong, what were the highlights of the day. I am going to read out a list of the books that I could read, I could finish for this whole year. I'm a very slow reader, so I pick a book, read it for like weeks, savor the emotions, connect with every character, and so with that track I could finish 11 books for 2025 and I have the list. So let me talk a little bit about every book and how this book changed my perspective or how it helped me to look at life in a different way. So in January, I started my year with a short story book, which was Woman Who Misbehaved by Sayantani Dasgupta. So this was a short story book. Actually, there is a story behind the book. I remember it was last October or November. I went to the library where I go usually, and I noticed this particular book. It had a pink and light blue greenish cover, and it instantly caught my eye. But I was distracted by something else and I could not pick the book or I could not see what the book is about. Later on in December, I was visiting Panjim and I was waiting for my parents to come and get me. So to just pass the time, I decided to walk to the central library, and there I noticed the same book again. So this time I picked it out and I began reading it. Like, you have chairs, there was a chair. I sat down and I opened the first story, started reading it. And when I looked out, it was almost an hour. Like, I was reading that book for a whole hour. When my parents called me, like they were there, I was brought out of my trance and I put the book back because I don't have a library card over there. So then the very next day I went to my usual library and borrowed this particular book and I started reading it in the January. So this book it contained a few short stories about women with a unique identity. So every woman had a different identity, they had a different personality, but how they reacted in the world or how they dealt with the world. These women were not over ambitious or they were not over rebellious, but in our day-to-day life, these women were people who had managed to preserve their identities. This book actually gave me a good perspective about people in general, not just about women, but people in general, that sometimes we fail to communicate with some people because there are obvious reasons. We don't have any common topics to discuss about, or we just not vibrate on the same energy level or stuff like that. But though we cannot communicate with them, every person around me or every person around us walks with a story of their own. They are a character in their stories, with identity, with their perspectives, which keep evolving with the experiences that they gather. Though people aren't similar to us, they might have some unique story of theirs, which stories might be interesting to us. It actually broadened my perspective about the people around me. Next, I went for a comfort read. It was Love on Brain by Ali Hazelwood. So I loved the book. It was about two old nemesis, a NASA engineer and a neuroscientist. They get an opportunity to work on a particular project, and there the sparks fly and they start talking with each other, spending time together, and that one thing leads to the other, and we got a very sweet, academically rich love story by Ali Hazelwood. Next, I moved on to A Summer, Winter and Monsoon Story by Shivam Gemini. I have talked about this book in my first video. Okay, so this book I had ordered it long back when I was watching the series. Like, I watched the series, and in the series, the character Summer has written a book, The Summer Story. So after that, I went on the browser to search about that book, but I couldn't find it. When I got the news that Shivam Gemini, the author, he has actually written a book on the series, I instantly ordered it. It was pre-ordered, but I couldn't read it then. So I finally picked it up and it was amazing. And something sweet, recently Shivam Gemini so Shivam played a role of Summer in the series. So Summer from the series and Rachel, that's another character from the series, these two people, they actually got married in real life. That was really sweet. Two characters you could connect with, and now they are married to each other. It was amazing. It was lovely. Then I moved on to a book, The Woman Within by Nitya Ravi. This book was highly recommended by my sister. Okay, and I read a few reviews which said if you love The Silent Patient, you would also like this book. They are on the similar grounds. This one is also a psychological thriller. I'm not talking much about it because I am scared I might give you the spoilers. But yeah, this book was good. In between, I had to push through the book, but the ending was amazing. Like the real twist, the climax, it was amazing. Uske baad I went to another Ali Hazelwood book. It was Love Theoretically. And this one, I loved this one. So now I have read 3 Ali Hazelwood books, and if I had to rate them, I will highly rate Love Theoretically. 1, because I felt deeply connected to the female protagonist. She was a lot like me. Not a scientist, but the whole people-pleasing thing. And I loved the way her male love interest, he just vibed with her. Like the way they vibed with each other, the rhythm they had in the conversations, and the whole story wound around them. I actually loved it. It was Elsie, right? Elsie. Her name was Elsie, I think. So every Elsie needs a Jack in her life. Close. Next one was a gift from a friend, Before We Say Goodbye by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This was a gift from a friend, and this is the 4th book from a series. So this book, Before We Say Goodbye, is a part of a series like Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Okay, it's in the series. So this book has a very calming, townsy vibe to it. It's about a cafe which allows you to travel back in time for a few minutes. Before your coffee gets cold, you have to come back. And this particular book, there were 4 stories of 4 different characters who wanted to go back in time to change something, or to face something, or face their loved ones. All the 4 stories were really calming and very intimate. Reading this book felt like having an intimate conversation with these 4 characters who shared their regrets with you. The book was very emotional, it was emotionally rich and calming and soothing. I loved this one. Next, I again went for a psychological thriller, The Hand That Feeds You. I got this from the library. The Hand That Feeds You by A.J. Rich. It was again a psychological thriller, also a murder mystery. Dogs were involved, so there was a lot of description about dogs and dog shelters. The end, the climax blew my mind. Not talking much about this, but this book was amazing. Then I went to Nicholas Sparks' book, A Walk to Remember. There is a movie, A Walk to Remember. The movie is based on the book, but I wanted to read the book first. So I got this from the library. It was rich. It was a Nicholas Sparks book, rich in emotion. I love the way this author describes emotions. His books are slow, but they just pull you with the story. Like the story pulls you in and then tuck. There's a heartbreak. These are heartbreak stories. So I read the book. I loved, what was her name? Jamie. Jamie. I loved the character. Then I watched the movie. So the battle between the movie and the book, I will choose the book because I thought that book had more layers and more connections which I did not find in the movies. Next was another psychological thriller and a murder mystery. It was Shiver. So this Shiver was a gift from my best friend. Okay, Shiver by Ali Reynolds was a story about 5 friends who are also ice skaters. So the book jumps between the 2 timelines separated by 10 years. So 10 years back, this group of people, they met at a ice skating camp. They had memories, something happened, one of them went missing or died, we don't know. So these friends are called again by someone for a get together 10 years later, and now they are trapped in the same camp building. There is nobody else. The phones, all connections are cut, and now they are like discussing about all the drama. They are discussing about all the secrets. It was a chilly book, like it got you shivering. So this was Shiver by Ali Reynolds. Let's move on to the next book. It was Discover Your Destiny by Robin Sharma. So I remember I bought this book while I was in 12th standard, but then I never got an opportunity or any motivation to actually finish this book. But now I found the book again, and when I started reading it, I couldn't put it down. So in the book, the author talks about morning hours and the need or the good effects of waking up at 5 a.m. And it so happened that while reading this book over the month, when I was reading this book, I happened to actually wake up at 5 a.m. I was a morning person for a whole month. Right now it has discontinued a bit, but I'm positive I will continue it again. So Discover Your Destiny was good. Robin Sharma talks about 7 things, like 7 steps of attaining awakening. You need to read those books. Like there could be a separate video exclusively summarizing the book. But I feel there were so many philosophies which I could resonate with and I could agree with. So this was a non-fiction. And the last one, which I finished recently, it was If He Had Been With Me by Laura Howland. Okay, so I saw an Insta post about this book, If He Had Been With Me, and there is another book, If I Had Told Her. Okay, these 2 books. When I found out that the first book is from her perspective and the second book is from his perspective, I wanted to read them both. But so I finally ordered them and I started reading it. It was good. Like a teensy romance, it's a teenage love story, it's a tragedy. Okay, something I want to highlight about If He Had Been With Me. I read the book. In the first chapter itself, you know that he is going to die. Okay? And then the story begins. It's a story about yearning. The book is full of yearnings. So you connect with them, you resonate with them, and then you come to an end. Okay? And ultimately the inevitable happens. By the time it happens, though you knew it would happen, it breaks your heart. You wish के ये नहीं होना चाहिए था. And then I realized something. If you just pull that part out, the tragedy part out of the story, it's a everyday teenage story. Okay? A girl who was in love with a guy and ultimately she tells her and they get together. It's a regular romance novel. So the part which you don't want to happen, or the part which you think you want to avoid, is the part that adds value to that story. And in the second book, in the beginning of the second book, the author says also like she had to kill that person. And I think I kind of understand her. So after finishing this one, if he had been with me, I picked up the second one, but it was too much for me. Like, it was too much heartbreaking to read about a character whose death you just witnessed. So I pushed that book for next year. Also, I had started a Christmas read, but I couldn't finish it yet. It was A Christmas Dare. I don't think so I'll be able to finish it by the end of this year. More few hundred pages are remaining, but I think I'm going to push it to the next year. These are the books that I read for this year, and I'm excited to step into the new year for some new adventures, new imaginary adventures, bookish adventures, and I hope I make videos more frequently. So this was all. Happy New Year to you again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.